All right, sit down and let me tell you about the year my so-called quiet life got flipped upside down courtesy of three fake HOA inspectors, a drone war, and a woman named Karen who could weaponize a smile like a loaded gun. You want a story about standing your ground? About how sometimes the only thing scarier than a bear in the woods is a bored HOA president with a grudge. Yeah, grab a coffee. You'll need it. I swear, I wasn't gone more than 30, maybe 35 minutes that day. Needed a new compression fitting, a roll of fiber conduit, and look, the only cafe in town with decent espresso. When I turned up the old gravel drive, I expected nothing but wind, pine, and my slice of pieced in acres of it. Instead, I saw three grown men playing dress-up, halfway through the most pathetic break-in attempt you'd ever see. Like the world's saddest flash mob, one guy in a brand-new neon vest, price tag still dangling. Another with a white plastic helmet from the toy aisle, and the third skinny, holding his phone up, yelling like he was directing a movie nobody asked for. Didn't even flinch when my truck's tires chewed up the gravel. It took me stepping out, half laughing, for them to notice. I just said, "You guys from Comedy Central?" Or, "Is this a rehearsal for the community theater?" Helmet Boy dropped his crowbar. Badge Guy's official badge was just a printout in a Ziploc stewed up straight like he'd peed on the wrong tree. Phone Director tried to act like I wasn't even there. "This is a routine inspection for unauthorized construction materials," the badge mumbled. "You weren't present to give access, and the garage may fall within the HOA's extended jurisdiction." Pine Shadow Zoning, Phase 3. Ah yes, extended jurisdiction. My favorite HOA bedtime story. I started recording, but my mind was already making a listen triangle, broken padlock, cheap toolkit at their feet, the fact that my motion sensor had already sent the drone camera above the garage. They didn't even know they were being watched. I told them 15 seconds to explain why you're breaking into my off-grid, not HOA-affiliated garage before I stopped being polite. Helmet Guy reached for his belt. Dumb move. I didn't need a weapon, just experience. 9 years in rapid deployment law enforcement before I ever built my tech business. Helmet Guy bounced off first. Badge Guy hit the gravel. Phone Guy made 2 steps and tripped over a shovel. In under a minute, they were zip-tied, faces pressed to pine needles, moaning about miscommunication. I called the sheriff. "Trent here. 3 jackasses tried breaking into my workshop." "No, I didn't pull a weapon. Didn't have to." Phone Guy kept whimpering about authorization and Karen. There's always a Karen. So I sat on my cooler, drone humming overhead, waiting. "This garage," I told them, "has 6 figures of server hardware, lithium reserves, clean room tools, private backups. If you'd leaned on the wrong shelf, your HOA budget would be toast." Badge Boy said, "Karen told us the plot was community property since 2019. Goo. By the time the sheriff rolled up, I transferred the drone footage, packaged stills, printed the deeds, handed them over like birthday gifts. Hey, sheriff caught him in the act. They mentioned Karen by name. The sheriff just sighed. God help us all. And then, through the pines, came the sound of high heels and the smell of overpriced perfume. Karen herself, storming in, folder in hand, ready to bless us all with her presence. "Sheriff Bell, you need to stop this arrest. These men were authorized for official HOA inspection. You are interfering with governance." Bell just pinched his nose. These men were caught breaking into private property outside Pine Shadow's jurisdiction. Karen snapped open her folder, jabbing a map that looked fresh off a $20 inkjet. "Zoning from 2019 says this parcel should be in our boundaries." I grinned. "A map isn't a magic wand, Karen. You can't claim land just by wishing for it." She spun on Melop's purse. "This isn't your concern. It's literally my property." She tried to rally. He's a disruptive presence. His equipment is unsightly. His structure doesn't match the community. But the sheriff said, "Funny, none of your residents have ever called me." I pulled out every deed, survey, zoning board email. Sheriff nodded. "All checks out." For a moment, Karen's mask slipped. You could see the panic when her authority vanished into thin air. "This isn't over," she hissed. "I'll be filing a formal complaint." I just tapped my phone. "Great, because I'll be filing one too. For illegal break-in, defamation, impersonating regulatory authority, and since your guys dropped your name, I'm sure conspiracy will fit nicely." When her little army was hauled away in the cruiser, she stood stiff as a board, folder clutched like a shield. "You ready for a long legal process?" she spat. I smiled. "Karen, legal process is my cardio." She stormed off in a cloud of perfume and exhaust, and as she peeled out, I knew I'd only seen round one. Next stop, court. Not some sleepy Tuesday hearing, no. The room was packed. HOA board, reporters, Karen's concerned citizens, all lined up like it was a public execution, and nobody knew whose. My lawyer, Melinda Crowley, could freeze lava with a look. I laid out our files, everything color-coded, cross-referenced. I wanted the judge to enjoy ruling in my favor. Karen showed up late, flanked by a suit so crisp it squeaked. The judge, Langford Sharp, no-nonsense, called us to order. The HOA's lawyer tried the drama route. Not just a boundary dispute, Your Honor, but public safety. Claimed my garage held hazardous materials. Melinda didn't blink. "Your Honor, here's every zoning doc, tax record, county statement confirming he's outside HOA jurisdiction." The judge nodded. We showed the drone footage. 3 men, forced entry, bad acting, laughter caught in HD. Karen's lawyer tried again. Even if the map's out of date, the HOA believed integration was underway. Intent matters. Melinda raised a brow. "Intent isn't law, Your Honor." I took the stand, showed every certification for my equipment. I run infrastructure support. Those men broke in with a crowbar and zero authority. The HOA whined about anonymous reports. Melinda pressed, "Those reports don't exist. No justification for what happened." This was a power play, pure and simple. Judge Langford stared Karen down. "Did you instruct these individuals?" Karen tried to squirm. "I just passed along concerns. They took initiative." Initiative that included a taser and breaking a lock. The judge was done. "I find the HOA and Ms. Karen Litton personally liable for trespass, unauthorized intrusion. You will pay $85,000 in damages, issue a formal apology, and post it for 60 days. Karen went white as a ghost. And you know what? That's where most stories end. But Karen? She's not most. She vanished from the HOA, and for a week, all was quiet. Too quiet. Then the white SUV appeared at my fence. Cameras with zoom lenses clicking away at my solar array. Then an anonymous letter someone had reported me for non-compliant emissions. The inspector came, saw everything was up to code, left shaking her head. Then the flyers. "Do you know what's stored in your neighborhood?" Photos of my shop, warnings about explosives, a burner email, a dead website. Next came the drone knot, mind-buzzing my field. I launched my own and chased it back toward Pine Shadows. Then the edited video, circulating in HOA groups, looking like a maniac, audio ripped out, only the bit where I warned the intruders. Comments exploded. "He's ex-military. Must have weapons." Some were from neighbors I used to nod to at the gas station. I traced the video's source to a college dorm IP. Karen's son, Tyler, was a marketing student there. Fitting. Still, I held back. Instead, I kept tracking logging every drone, every flyer, every car. Then late one night, I caught 2 figures on my cameras installing something by the fence. Found it the next morning, a cheap motion cam. Data wiped. Didn't matter. I had fingerprints. Karen had just escalated to open war. Now, the thing about fighting dirty ice, if you're not good at it, you're going to get caught. And Karen and her crew were sloppy. I built a digital trail proxy IPs, burner accounts, college Wi-Fi, even her HOA card funding a marketing consultant out in Arizona. I called in a favor an old friend in the FBI cyber division. He took one look and told me, Whoever did this tried to mask an upload through a .gov proxy. That triggers federal flags. Just like that, what started as HOA nonsense had turned federal. The Cybercrime Task Force moved fast, knocked on Karen's door before sunrise. HOA group chats exploded, FBI at Karen's. A board meeting was called. Someone leaked the recording, her voice brittle, trying to explain away the expenses, the drones, the payments to her son. The treasurer snapped. You never told us about any of this. Another board member moved for a vote of no confidence. Petitions circulated, over half the residents wanted her out, a full audit, and all the records opened. Karen panicked, sent a mass email blaming cyber manipulators and outside agitators. That only made it worse. Local press ran the story. HOA president accused of orchestrating cyber harassment. FBI involved. Activists showed up. Legal observers. Folks wanted to make an example out of her. The DA's office moved quick, grand jury, subpoenas. Even Tyler, her son, caved and testified. The board cracked apart, half resigned. The rest ran for cover. Second courtroom was even colder. This was federal court, now charges stacked high. Unlawful surveillance, misuse of funds, digital harassment, conspiracy. Karen's lawyers tried every excuse: stress, confusion, misunderstanding. No one bought it. The evidence was brutal: her own emails, Tyler's phone logs, the payment trail, the fake reports. The FBI agent explained how her botch proxy triggered a federal alert. Jury came back unanimous guilty on multiple counts. She got 18 months probation, banned from running any HOA or corporate board for 5 years, fined $120,000, forced to post a public apology for 3 months. Board voted her out right in the hallway. Just like that, the spell was broken. A year later, my land's finally quiet again. No HOA mail, no drones, just wind, pine, and the silence I built for myself. Garage has new upgrades: thermal cameras, better firewalls, and my favorite, a speaker system that blasts Beethoven's Ode to Joy if anyone gets too close. The real crown jewel? A sign. Curious about my garage? File a request or ask Karen's lawyer. Pine Shadows got its reckoning, opened the books, fired the old guard, put real checks in place. For the first time, I was asked to speak at a forum on property rights, fighting back, keeping the peace in a place where some folks think a clipboard gives them the right to run your life. That's how I started the podcast. Off the grid, stories of HOA madness. Didn't plan it, but people started writing, in each one crazier than the last. Now, here's the kicker. I never wanted to be the guy standing up, telling people how to fight back. I like quiet. I build systems. But when silence becomes an invitation for bullies, you have two choices: shrink or speak up. I chose to speak. And every now and then, someone emails me and says, I didn't know I could push back. That makes it worth it. As for Karen, last I heard, she moved to Arizona. Her son's in landscaping now. Messaged me once to apologize. I didn't reply. Sometimes closure isn't a door you open, it's the lock you change. Let me ask you, where do you draw the line between standing your ground and starting a war? Ever had to fight back when someone with a little power pushed too far? Drop your story below. You wouldn't believe how many of us are out here, just trying to keep our slice of peace.
Cảm ơn tất cả các bạn đã xem video.